Hannibal's Samnite warriors. The Samnites, a fierce and independent people from the mountainous regions of central Italy, played a significant but complex role during the Second Punic War. Historically, the Samnites had been among Rome's most persistent adversaries, engaging in the three Samnite Wars, before ultimately falling under Roman control. This history of animosity made them natural allies for Hannibal when he launched his invasion of Italy, yet not all Samnites chose to fight against Rome. Some remained loyal, contributing to the intricate political landscape of the time. The Samnites were divided into several tribes, including the Caudini, Hirpini, Caraceni, and Pentri. Their society was largely rural, with a warrior tradition centered on both individual prowess and collective resistance against external domination. By the outbreak of the Second Punic War, the Samnites had been under Roman rule for over a century, though their loyalty to Rome was often tenuous. The sources indicate that while some Samnite groups, particularly the Caudini and Hirpini, joined Hannibal after his victory at Cannae, the Pentri remained steadfastly loyal to Rome. The fact that the Samnites were divided in their allegiances suggests that their tribal autonomy had weakened since the 4th century BCE, when they had been capable of uniting against common threats. Military tactics: the Samnites in battle. The Samnites were known for their exceptional infantry combat skills, particularly in rough mountainous terrain. Their traditional method of warfare relied heavily on ambushes, guerrilla tactics, and skirmishing, techniques well suited to their homeland. While they had initially been influenced by Greek hoplite warfare, the nature of their terrain forced them to adopt a more flexible and mobile fighting style. This approach bore similarities to the later Roman manipular formation, with small cohesive units capable of operating independently or in coordination with one another. Samnite warriors were often able to outmaneuver heavier infantry formations by making use of terrain features to launch hit-and-run attacks. During the Second Punic War, Samnite warriors who sided with Hannibal likely operated as light and medium infantry within his forces, complementing the diverse troops drawn from various regions of the Carthaginian alliance. Those who remained loyal to Rome would have been integrated into the Roman manipular system, fighting in formations similar to those of standard Roman legions. Armament and equipment. Samnite warriors typically wore a mix of traditional and adapted armor. Unlike wealthier Roman soldiers, many Samnite fighters could not afford full bronze cuirasses and instead used a form of armor called the cardiophylax. This was a type of breastplate made from layers of linen or leather reinforced with metal plates. It provided protection while maintaining mobility, a crucial factor in their ambush-based tactics. A more advanced form of this armor, the triple-disc cuirass, featured 3 circular metal plates connected by leather straps, offering enhanced protection without sacrificing flexibility. The Samnites also borrowed elements of Greek armor, particularly the Attic helmet, which provided both visibility and hearing capability, an advantage in the fluid, fast-moving battles they often engaged in. As time progressed, the Samnites increasingly adopted the Montefortino helmet, a design that would later become standard for Roman soldiers. This helmet featured a rounded skull cap and a deep neck guard, providing solid protection while remaining relatively lightweight and easy to produce. The Samnites wielded a variety of weapons, with their arsenal tailored to their style of warfare. Their primary weapon was the hasta, a thrusting spear similar to that used by Roman hastati. This spear allowed them to maintain distance while engaging in close combat. In addition, they employed javelins, pila or veruta, often fitted with leather omentums, straps that increased throwing range and accuracy. For protection, they carried large oblong shields, similar to the Roman scutum. These shields were made of wood and covered with leather, offering substantial defense while allowing for offensive maneuvers. The shape and size of the shield made it effective for both absorbing enemy attacks and pushing forward aggressively in battle formations. Greaves were also a common feature of Samnite armor, but unlike many ancient warriors, Samnites often wore greaves on only one leg. This was due to their use of sublegaculum, a kilt-like garment that left the upper legs exposed. Since their fighting style emphasized mobility, the greaves were focused on protecting the shin and ankle rather than encumbering their movement. Role in the Second Punic War. When Hannibal crossed into Italy in 218 BCE, he sought to weaken Rome by turning its Italian allies against it. The Samnites, given their long-standing resentment toward Rome, were among those most receptive to his cause. However, their participation in the war was divided. After Hannibal's decisive victory at Cannae in 216 BCE, the Cordini and Hirpini openly declared their support for Carthage. They supplied Hannibal with infantry and used their knowledge of the Apennine terrain to harass Roman supply lines and garrisons. The Pentri, on the other hand, remained loyal to Rome, providing troops for the Roman army. Their support helped Rome stabilize its position in central Italy and contributed to later Roman victories. This division within Samnium reflects the erosion of a unified Samnite identity by the time of the Second Punic War. Unlike in the 4th century BCE, when the Samnites had been able to resist Rome as a collective force, internal political fragmentation left them vulnerable to manipulation by both Rome and Carthage. Impact and legacy. The Samnites who fought for Hannibal faced severe consequences after the war. When Rome regained control of Italy following the defeat of Carthage, it punished rebellious Samnite communities harshly. Roman generals, including Quintus Fulvius Flaccus, led campaigns to subjugate these regions, resulting in mass executions and forced migrations. For those Samnites who had supported Rome, their position within the Roman military apparatus was strengthened. Many were integrated into the Roman legions, either as socii, allied troops, or, over time, as full-fledged Roman citizens. By the 1st century BCE, the distinct Samnite identity had largely faded due to Romanization. However, Samnite warriors continued to appear in historical accounts, most notably in the Social War, 91 to 88 BCE, when they played a key role in the Italian rebellion against Rome. The Samnite warriors of the Second Punic War exemplify the shifting allegiances and complex political dynamics of Italy during this period. While some sought revenge against Rome by aligning with Hannibal, others saw their future tied to the Roman state. Their military traditions, which emphasized mobility, ambush tactics, and adaptability, made them formidable fighters, whether on the side of Carthage or Rome. Despite their martial prowess, however, the war ultimately contributed to the continued decline of Samnite independence, paving the way for their eventual absorption into the Roman world. Although the Samnites as a distinct people would disappear within a few generations, their influence persisted in the military strategies and equipment that shaped Roman warfare in the centuries to come.